Hello, everyone. Hi. Happy Thursday. We are so happy to see you all today. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Deb. Hello, Kara. Hello. I am Chef Jenny. I am your instructor today, and we are mastering marinades. You're going to be the master of all marinades. This is a very exciting day for everyone. I'm, of course, not here alone. I've got my trusty cohort, Chef Kat. Hello, Chef Kat.
Hi, Chef Jenny.
Are you excited to be a master of marinades?
Absolutely, especially with all of this fish.
I feel like we should have a patch or something. This
Yes.
is a big day. Yeah, it's very exciting. Hi, Lena. Hello, hello. What I love about today's class, what we always love about classes, is when we've got more friends with us. And we are highlighting one of our favorite partners today, Fulton Fish Market. They are an amazing brand that we've worked with multiple times. I mean, at this point, I think we call them family. They're family. They are an incredible fish market in New York. Get this, they have been around for over 200 years. I did not say, that's a real thing, 200 years. Do you know how good a company has to be to exist for over 200 years? So we are so proud and excited to be working with them today. We are teaching you all about marinades and about fish and how marinades work with the beauty of fish, and it's gonna be a party, y'all. If you're new to Homemade and this is your first time here, welcome. We just want you to know that we are live and we love to interact with you. So if you want to ask questions, please put them in the chat. Chef Kat's running the chat. If you want to interact and ask me questions live, absolutely. All that we ask is that you just turn on your camera and then let Chef Kat know and we'll talk with you live. Other than that, I hope you guys are ready. Anyone cooking along with us today? I see a few people. Lena, absolutely. Lena, I know you would. I love it. I can always count on you. That's great. Anyone else? Few people coming in? All right. Well, we're going to get started here. Again, if you have any questions, please ask Chef Kat. I just want to direct you real quick to Fulton Fish Market's special homemade site. That is fultonfishmarket.com/homemade. Great deals for you. They have an amazing gift for us today. First time purchaser of a subscription, you get $50 off. So that is huge, and we're so grateful to them for that great deal. And Chef Kat will put that link in the chat as well. I think we got a lot to do. I think I'm gonna get started. Chef Kat, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
You're always ready. That's why you're in charge. I'm ready. Are you all ready? Yeah? All right, let's do this. Okay, so first thing up that we are going to be working with here is cod. And this is part of Fulton Fish Market's incredible Wild Alaska box. They've got a bunch of variety in there. And the first fish we're going to be working with there is their cod. One of the reasons we're so proud to work with Fulton Fish Market is because of their incredible dedication to sustainability. We love that here. We really value that here at Homemade. So you can feel good about this fish. So we love that. We've got some beautiful cod here. I'm gonna do a little top down if you can see. It's just a firm, really nice piece of white fish. I refer to cod as the gateway fish. If you're not, I didn't grow up with seafood a lot. I lived in the land of cows and tri-tips. So it's okay if it's a learning curve. So if you're not sure, what kind of fish do I like? I always suggest cod. It's a great fish. It's firm. It's kind of got a subtle flavor, so it really absorbs whatever flavor we're doing. So we're gonna make a beautiful marinade for it right now. All the fish dishes we're doing today, say that 3 times fast. All of the fish dishes we're doing today are working with marinades. So I've just got a little fresh thyme here. I'm going to pull this and chop this up as I'm talking to you. Now, why are marinades so important with fish? Well, it serves 2 purposes. One for us is that it's really easy to overcook fish. And marinades help preserve a lot of that moistness. So it's going to help give us a really nice moist bite, a little fresh thyme in my bowl first thing up. So we really appreciate that. That's a good thing for us here, is to have moist fish. We love that. You love that. No one likes dry fish. The other thing is that it imparts flavor. Kind of the most obvious thing about marinades. It imparts flavor. So next up, I'm gonna add some olive oil here, some good quality olive oil along with my thyme. Something like cod, where it's a subtle flavor, it'll absorb whatever you're adding in it. So we've got some thyme here. Lemon, of course, a classic combination with fish. If you don't know, there's a ton of flavor in the zest. A lot of the concentrated citrus oils are in the zest, and that's where the flavor is. So we're gonna use the zest and the juice of a lemon here. And don't get the white part, because that's the pith. And then as our fish sits in this, it's just gonna absorb all these beautiful flavors, and then it's also gonna help preserve some moisture. So just go around here, make sure to tap your zester, get that in there. This is a great thing for kids to do to get kids involved in cooking. We're also going to get the juice from this. Something that I like to do is to take the base of my palm of my hand and put my shoulders into it and give it a little pressing here, because that releases some of the juice in my lemon. It kind of bruises the flesh inside. And then if you don't got yourself a juicer, save your wrist and get one. It gets so much more juice out. We're looking for about a tablespoon of juice here. And this marinade, we're only working with one piece of fish today, just because that would be a lot to make all the fish. But this marinade amount that we're doing is good for 4 pieces of fish, 4 fillets. So we're going about a tablespoon. That's a tablespoon, right? Never apologize. Just commit to it. Yes, that was a tablespoon. Absolutely, 100%. So we've got that in there. And then we've got some dried oregano. I love dried oregano and lemon. That's a classic Mediterranean combination. If you have fresh oregano, you can use it. It's a little bit different flavor than the dried, but don't use the same amount. If you're gonna use fresh, I would cut the volume in half. And then, of course, we've got to have garlic and everything all the time. So we've got some minced garlic here, and I'm adding that in. And then some Dijon mustard. If you don't have some Dijon, whole grain would be really nice in here too. And then lastly, we've got some salt and some freshly ground pepper. Fresh ground pepper, I will sing its praises to my last breath. Fresh ground pepper has so much more flavor to me than dry pepper. So if you can get it, use it, yes. So I'm gonna mix this all around, all together. If you got a little mini whisk, which I do at home, I love me a mini whisk. No matter how many times it maybe gets caught in my drawers as I'm pulling it out, I will never let it go. A mini whisk is really nice to work here. And then we've got this beautiful marinade. It's incredibly fragrant. It almost, maybe I'm just manifesting spring because I am done with this gloomy weather, but maybe it's that dried oregano and lemon. It feels a little springy to me. All right. And then my fish is gonna go here in a minute, but second up, what I wanna do is make my panko crust. So what I love about this one is this recipe is that we're having a play of textures. So our fish is gonna marinate in this incredible dressing here. That is an amazing amount of flavor just on its own. But on top of that, we're now gonna make this panko marinade. So I've got a bowl here with some panko crumbs. I've got some more dried thyme that I'm just gonna pull off the stem here. We don't want the stem's bitter. And some fresh parsley. So we're gonna add some fresh herbs to these breadcrumbs. And then we're gonna dip our fish in this. So we're gonna have this beautiful marinade, and then we're gonna have the crunch of the panko and the crust on top. Panko is a Japanese breadcrumb. I am team panko. Chef Kat, panko?
Absolutely. Do you know that it actually doesn't have any crust in it?
That's a deep cut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Panko does not have any bread crust in it. It's just the white part of the bread, the inside.
I don't know why I love that I know this now. I feel like maybe I knew this back in my food science days, but I'm tucking this away. I'm saving it for pub trivia. At some time in my life, this is going to be useful. These crumbs are Japanese breadcrumbs that are dried in a way that they're extra really crispy. I love them, and they're going to do really well in the oven for us. We have some Parmesan cheese here. I highly recommend freshly grated. And as you're seeing, I'm using this zester for my lemon. One of these is also really great to finely grate cheese. You don't want big clumps in here. We just want just a kind of a little fine ground. And then let me go ahead and chop my herbs. Give this a little fresh chop. I love the herb addition to some breadcrumbs. It adds a brightness of green to it. If you don't have panko, and if you have kind of those Italian seasoning crumbs or regular, go for it. It's absolutely okay. You're just gonna give it extra crunch with the panko. Okay. And then I'm going to add those in. And then this is just me. I'm gonna add a little fresh ground pepper to this. You don't have to, but that's what I like, a little fresh ground pepper. And toss this around. And honestly, I don't know what wouldn't be delicious with this on top of it. Oh, I love a good breadcrumb.
This is just a great breadcrumb mix in general.
This one should just be in your repertoire, a breadcrumb.
I love seasoned breadcrumbs, and especially when breadcrumbs aren't bread. I think it's so interesting. Having like a crusty breadcrumb-like thing on like a fish. Oh, so good.
I'm loving the passion for breadcrumbs right now. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting this, Chef Kat, and I'm here for it. I really like it on like any kind of pasta, honestly, anything that's got a softer texture, which fish does. I am feeling it. So, first up, I just want to show you, we are going to add this to the marinade, and we're going to give it a good toss around. So I'm going to add my beautiful piece of cod here. Again, it's really nice and firm. I have very clean hands, so that's the best you can use here. Best tool, and be gentle with it. And again, this volume of marinade is for 4 pieces of fish. Oh, it smells, all that lemon is coming through. And then I'm gonna cover this now and put it into the fridge. All of the marinating should be done in the fridge with the fish for 30 minutes. So I'm gonna add this now and do a little swap out. And this is after 30 minutes. And then if you're cooking along with this, I just have here 2 tablespoons of butter that I've melted down, because this is going to go on top of our breadcrumbs to help brown them up a little bit. So something to keep in mind here, because I'm a maximalist when it comes to cooking, my first instinct is, well, 30 minutes, why not 3 hours? Let's go. The longer you marinate, the better it will be, right? You can over marinate protein. If you've ever had a pre-marinated like chicken from the store that's spongy, that is, I know that wasn't the best description, but I need to get the point across here. That is over marinated. Fish is really gentle. That's what we love about it. It's flaky, it's moist, but it absolutely can be over marinated. So don't go hours and hours and hours. Don't go the day before. 30 minutes, between 30 minutes, 45 minutes is more than enough. So I'm gonna take my fish here. I've got that beautiful marinade on it. Scrape if there's any clumps off. And then I'm just gonna dip in the breadcrumbs and get myself a really nice crust on here. And then put it on my tray. And then 4 of these, you got yourself a really nice dinner. if you go too long marinating, what you're going to end up with is ceviche. So that's a very popular Latin, I mean, I think every culture has some version. Poke, ceviche, all around. It's just raw fish that has technically been altered enough to be considered cooked, but you're not adding heat to it, you're using acid. So if this fish sits in our acid too long, it's actually going to get really firm, and then if you bake it on top of that, it's going to be really tough. And we're doing all this work with marinating so that we have a really gentle, flaky, moist fish, not a tough, dry, rubbery fish. So now I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of butter. And this is enough for 4. So I'm just going to eyeball it a 4th and do a little drizzle over the top. If you want to add some really, really good enough breadcrumbs on here, you can load it up as much as you want. Nothing wrong with that. And then I've got a 400-degree oven. She's going to go in there for about 10 to 12 minutes. Chef Kat, our fearless leader, you going to keep some time for me?
I've got you,
You're
Chef.
going to keep a little time. She's going to keep some time for me. We're going to go about 10 to 12 minutes. We're just looking to golden brown on the top. It'll be a little sizzling. It's going to be really fragrant. It's going to be delicious.
Got a little question here.
Throw it at me. Let's hear them.
Your extra panko breadcrumb mix, could
Yes.
that be put in the fridge or the freezer? What do you recommend with storing that so we can reuse it?
I think I would try to evenly divide it amongst the 4. I just kind of did a pat there, but if you do all your pats first, see how much you have, and then evenly divide it amongst the 4. Once it touches the fish, you don't want to be saving it. So if you don't want to use more panko, what you could do is put it to the side and only use about half, do all your fish, and then decide if you want to use more. Sound pretty good? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. 1 down. Any other questions about marinating cod?
Looks like we're good.
I knew you guys would be good. Oh, I can already smell the fragrantness is happening, and I'm very, very excited. Okay, next step. I'm going to go grab over here salmon. We're in Seattle. We love salmon here. I actually surprised the sports team does not have a mascot that is salmon. That's how big a salmon we are around here. So I'm very excited for this one. And again, all of these are marinades. That's what we're doing is marinades. So put this tray back here. And then Fulton Fish Market has an amazing selection, again, sustainably caught fish, where we have some options here. We've got 2 varieties. And this will be in that Wild Alaskan bundle, is that we have coho or sockeye. Coho is going to be a little more lighter color and a little bit more mild in flavor. Sockeye's got that kind of darker red flavor or color and got a little bit more pronounced flavor. It's really up to you what you want to use. Again, we love salmon here. All the salmon is good. We love all the salmon. So if you're not sure, if you haven't had either, this is a great opportunity to cook both and give yourself a chance to decide if you have a preference for one, or if you're like me, both are amazing and you've opened up your world to all these different varieties. So we've got our fish here. I'm just going to put them aside, and we're going to now work on our marinade for our salmon. Chef Kat, how we doing out there?
Somebody asked a great question if you could air fry that cod once it's breaded and stuff.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I would definitely maybe cut the time in half and start with 5 minutes and just see where you are. As long as that top's getting a little bit of color and the fish is warm and cooked through flaky, you're good to go. If your fish feels cold but the top is brown, you just want to watch about uneven cooking. Okay, so we've got here, again, some good olive oil. Just going to add that in. And then, once again, my favorite, we've got ourselves some garlic, some minced garlic. So I'll add some minced garlic cloves in here. I'm definitely gonna need to hear after all this garlic I've been chopping today, what everyone's favorite kind of strategy is for getting that garlic smell off your hands. Mine so far is if I rub it against like a utensil that's stainless steel, it usually rubs it off. I can see Kara got that out. She got it right away. Our garlic presser, she's like, I'm not even touching it. Kat, do you have a favorite?
I actually have never done anything about the garlic smell of my fingers after I'm cooking.
I haven't because I'm so used to it.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
But then when you're around family members who aren't chefs, they're like, what's that smell? And then you're like, man, like, drag me. Yeah, okay. I look in the mirror, so I do try. Is anyone else putting their suggestions in there, Chef Kat?
Rub your hands with lemon.
Yeah, lemon I like because then you also smell like lemon.
Stainless steel.
Stainless steel.
Dawn dish soap.
Oh, I haven't done that. Okay. These are good comments. I mean, I'm just so used to being a chef. Like, your hair, like, everything smells. Your hair, your clothes. I'm just used to that fragrancy. Okay. So, what I'm loving about these marinades is that they're got a really nice fresh angle to them. And a part of that freshness is coming from fresh herbs. So we have some basil, we've got some parsley, and we've got some rosemary. And I'm just gonna get these all on my board. Again, I'm trying to peel the stems off the parsley. It'll be a little bitter, the basil stems. The rosemary stems are definitely gonna be a little fibrous, so you wanna get those leaves off. I like the addition of rosemary in here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and give these a good chop. And then also, Chef Kat,
Yes.
could you grab me a lemon over there? I just realized I think I left a lemon off. We're gonna do the zest and the
Absolutely.
juice of a lemon. So just finally chop these. The second I smell basil, I think spring and summer. It's manifesting the sun, that smell. I'm just gonna give these a little chop over here. And thank you. I got myself a lemon over here. Beautiful. Is anyone lucky? I grew up with a lemon tree in my backyard because I grew up in California. And now that I'm here in Washington, the citrus, she's not popping as much here.
I grew up with a Meyer lemon tree in my grandma's backyard.
Well, I mean, you grew up in Hawaii. What fruit tree didn't you have? You had all the fruit trees.
That's true. That is true.
So did you have trees in your backyard or just your grandmother?
It
had
was
the
my
fruit trees?
grandma's house. My grandma's old house was right next to I think it was like a farm actually. And they would just let my grandma and her grandkids, me, just go into
Yeah.
the field and like pick a couple fruits. It was great.
I'm adding a little honey in here. That sounds incredible. If you've got someone this is how you know you've hit a certain stage of life, is when the most coveted thing in a friend is that they have fruit trees in their yard. Or if you can get someone with an avocado tree.
An avocado tree.
Well, California, that's like winning the lottery. That's like, you take care of that friend. You make cookies, half of the cookies goes to that friend. That is a good connect to have. So I'm just adding a little good honey in here, along with my chopped parsley, basil, and rosemary. Incredibly fragrant. And then we're gonna, again, part of that marinade process is that we just really like having an acid. And that acid is gonna kind of really help retain moisture, but also impart a ton of flavor into our fish. Let me start with my microplane here. I grew up in the Central Valley, California, where like so much citrus is grown. And when people visit, one of the things you have to tell them is when you're driving past an orchard, you can't just go and pick up fruit. Like, that's not it's not open for the people. It's actually something you're not allowed to do because it's so plentiful. You feel like, oh my gosh, I've hit nirvana. Like, they won't notice the lemon. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Public service announcement to everyone. Don't you do it. No matter how tempting it is. So, man, I love fresh lemon zest. You brought up a good point, Chef Kat. Meyer lemon is a sweeter varietal. If that's what you have access to, Meyer lemon would be really nice in here. I don't mind that sweetness at all. I think it would go beautifully with the salmon. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and take my board here. And again, the same thing, roll your citrus, bruise that flesh inside. And then I've got, ever since I got a juicer, I'm not going back. It just saved my wrist so much.
It really makes it easier.
Saved my wrist so much.
I think at work sometimes we're like, not fighting over the juicer, but there's a line for the juicer.
Well, yeah, Chef Kat actually works also at a restaurant and kitchen, a very nice restaurant in Seattle. And like, yeah, how much, when you're juicing a lot.
We're juicing lemons.
You're juicing crates. It's not like a lemon. We're talking crates here. Okay, now I'm gonna just mix my marinade all together. I see no reason why the marinade itself you can't make the day before. Just don't add the fish to it, but make it the day before. Personally, for me, I would save the fresh herbs right to the last minute. So I would add them the same time that I'm adding my fish. This beautiful high quality fish from Fulton Fish Market. We're so lucky to have it. And then we've got our coho, we've got our sockeye. I'm gonna add all of this in because we're gonna definitely have some of this later. We chose a nice coho fillet to cook for us and plate for us, but all of this, beautiful. What I'm gonna do before I add it into the marinade is actually give it a good sprinkling of salt and pepper. And you can add some into the marinade itself as well, but I really want to get on that flesh. The reason is because we're gonna pan fry this. So I don't want my skin to get saturated with marinade, so I'm only gonna go flesh down into the marinade. If that makes sense, because we don't want to kind of steam and pan fry that marinade. We really want that skin to be preserved.
And that's about 11 minutes on our cod.
It's so exciting. I'm gonna put my fish in, and then I'm gonna get my cod out. And you see, just preserve that skin. And then again, 30 minutes. So I'm gonna put this over here, and I'm gonna go check out my cod. Excellent timekeeping, Chef Kat. You're at the top of your game. Well done.
I've got you.
This is why you're in charge. I keep saying. And I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe down my station a little bit, and then we'll check out our cod.
I gotta say, I can smell that lemon right now.
I can smell the lemon too. It smells incredible.
It smells amazing.
I mean, all this extra flavor is gonna be incredible, but do you need anything more than lemon and fresh quality fish? I mean,
honestly, no.
Honestly, we're doing okay. All right. Oh yeah. It's a party. It's a proper party, everyone. Actually gonna invert this. Can you all look at that? Look how beautiful. Do you see the browning around it? So my panko's got some browning to it. The fish, a little bit of the fat and the fish just kind of come out to the sides. It's gorgeous. I've got my plate here. And by the way, since we are talking fish, this is a fish spatula. Say hello. If you've never met, it's very gentle. You're gonna wanna reach for the tongs. Sometimes you have to. I'm gonna challenge you not to, just because the tongs can easily snap away from you and squish your fish. It is tragic when it happens. It's gutting. So fish spatula helps you there.
And fish spatulas are really like just useful spatula anyway because it's so thin and flexible.
Any pancakes, crepes, I use it for so much, not just fish. Although there are very literal people in my life, when they would hear that, I could see them only like, I can't use this for anything else. It's only for fish, but live your life. You guys can use it for whatever you want. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of some lemon on the side. That's how I would want to serve it. And then maybe I like 3s. If you want, you can do a little slight drizzle of some good olive oil. Man, a nice fresh seasonal salad on the side of this. I would, and that did not take long to do. This is a great weeknight meal. A little fresh tear of parsley over it, just to add some fresh green. There we go. I mean, I'm distracted. It's over here. I'm gonna wait till the end, but oof, pretty good. I mean, one that took no time at all. So, salmon, that's where we're at. We've got our beautiful salmon here. Again, it's so great to work with because and eat and try to incorporate into your diet because it's healthy omega-3s that are heart healthy fatty acids, really prevalent in salmon. We've just got a little nonstick skillet here. So it's been sitting here marinating. I'm gonna go ahead and add my nonstick to about medium-high heat starting off, and then I'm probably gonna increase it to high and just get a little bit of olive oil in here, just a little bit. And then I'm gonna take my fish spatula and just shake a little to get that extra marinade off. And I'm actually gonna go skin side down into my pan here. And then we're gonna go about 5 to 6 minutes in the pan for this size. And then flip it. And the flesh part, we're actually only gonna cook for about 1 to 2 minutes. We don't wanna overcook this. Look at this beautiful color here of our coho. We're gonna get that skin nice and crispy, beautiful, and then flip it, and it's gonna be delicious. And I love salmon skin. Chef Kat?
For sure,
Yeah.
especially when it's nice and crispy.
I understand if that's not your thing, but it's definitely, I'm team salmon skin. How are we doing out there, you all?
We're doing
We're
pretty
okay?
good. Yeah.
We're
Could you
taking
explain
it?
why we're not marinating the skin side?
Yeah.
Again?
We are trying to get our skin nice and crispy. And in that marinade, we're gonna have a lot of moisture. So if we really submerge that skin in the marinade, it's just gonna kind of steam the fish. And what we wanna do is pan fry it. So that's why we're just getting a little bit, and now you know you got a good nonstick when it can move around. You see the sizzling? And then also we're doing the majority cooking on the skin. So since we have garlic in there, since we have a lot of herbs in there, we don't want to burn them on the bottom. We just want to get that sear and kind of do some kind of partial cooking, some gentle cooking. And that skin's gonna protect us from getting it dry and overcooking it. Do I have multiple fish spatulas out? Yes, I do. I'm just gonna keep pulling different ones out. They're gonna be coming from the steel. They're gonna be coming from all the different areas, everyone. Oh, the smells. Chef Kat?
Yes.
Yes. I'm a salmon girl. I love me some salmon. I am very lucky to have a cousin who's a salmon fisherman in Alaska. So we so appreciate Fulton Fish Market for their dedication to sustainability and their partnerships with fishermen, not just in Alaska, but all over, and to making sure that they're really investing in good quality fish. That's what I love about ordering from Fulton, is that I'll admit, when I first started eating fish before culinary school, it feels a little intimidating going to the fish counter because you have so many options. So what I really like about Fulton Fish Market is you kind of don't have to think about it. You just look for the variety you want, and you know instantly it's already going to be quality. It's going to be, the fishermen are going to be taken care of. It's going to be packaged really well. I like when I don't have to get bogged down in getting paralysis of overthinking. I might be one to overthink, yes. Have I gone to buy shrimp, looked at it, and just walked away because I didn't know what to do? Yeah, in my younger days for sure.
Me too.
Yeah, thank you. Let's be vulnerable. Let's do it, Kat. Yeah, sometimes a seafood counter can be overwhelming. This smells incredible. Now on the bottom, I'm getting such a nice color on my fish. My fish skin is getting nice and crispy. I'm gonna just turn it down. And you can start seeing that the fish is starting to change color a little bit. It's firming up. It's getting kind of a lighter pink. That's what we're looking for. I'm really excited about the amount of garlic that's in this. So we got panko crusted cod. We've got now our coho and our sockeye in this beautiful marinade that's got a little bit of that honey in there, and the basil and the rosemary. Again, these are just great marinades for whatever you can think of.
Could we get a little
seafood. I can't think of a seafood that wouldn't be delicious in this.
Could we get a little close up in that pan really quickly? Just to see our salmon.
Ask and you look. Can you guys see that? Yeah. Ask and you shall receive. Beautiful color. Maybe about, I'd say, 1 to 2 minutes more. We're gonna flip it and get that continued cooking on here on the actual flesh part, but we won't burn that garlic. We'll turn it down a little. Honestly, could even turn it off. Probably that residual, because my pan's so hot, I'll get a good sear, and then you just put it on. Delicious.
So we're doing most of the cooking on the skin side.
On the skin side. And that's going to help preserve our flesh from getting overcooked and too dry. And then something I didn't realize for a long time, again, it's amazing the things culinary school will blow your mind about, just break myths. Protein. Oh, look at, is that Lena who's got cod ready? Beautiful. Snaps. Look at that. Lena's plating every time. I feel like I'm at the French Laundry. It's so beautiful. Well done. Snaps to you. One thing about fish is with red meat, with poultry, when you take it off the heat, you have to allow it to rest. I'm gonna give it a flip now. I like that crispiness. That makes me so happy. That skin is mine. I'm willing, I'm gonna go to the mattresses on this one. This is mine. I like perfectly how this is. Yum, 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 yum. You don't have to allow fish to rest that 20 minutes. Once it's out, and just give it about a minute to set up or two. Like, like a big roast, you have to let sit 20, 30 minutes. You don't have to allow that with fish. All the juice in the fish isn't gonna come out. So that's something I like about cooking fish too, is that it's ready to go. Oh, yum, 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 yum. It's gonna be so good. Sides for these, any of these, like a great, just lightly dressed seasonal salad, seasonal greens. We're getting right out in a couple weeks. We're gonna start seeing asparagus and artichokes.
So
and
excited.
all the good stuff, yeah.
So excited for the spring produce.
Yes, look at that. Yeah, so we're gonna start getting all the really good, beautiful produce out. That's what we want. Through summer, of course, there's all the produce, all of it. That's kind of the best part of summer. So really seasoning whatever you've got will pair with this fish. And things like lemon, herbs, all of these flavors go complement whatever produce is seasonal really, really well. I'm actually just gonna squeeze a little extra lemon fresh on top here and serve on the side. Roasted potatoes is one of my favorite things to serve on the side of fish. All rice, whatever you got, guys. So you can go as carb heavy or carb light as you want. And again, I'll do another little tearing. And we've got some nice color on here. I can feel that my fish is nice and firm, but not overcooked. It doesn't feel like I'm hitting concrete here. And there's our beautiful salmon with that honey, garlic. Woo! Don't go anywhere. You stay here. You're going to get my belly soon. Garlic, rosemary, basil. Mwah, perfect. All right, friends. How we doing? We got that one down?
Yeah, we had a little question. What are the signs that you know when your salmon is finished?
Yeah. So it's definitely the first sign is color. You should see it getting lighter in color. Your skin should be getting crispy. And you can see kind of a little bit of the fat starting to rise to the top and come out.
Can we look at that salmon in the camera?
Yes. Whatever you want, Chef Kat. Let's do it. Can you see again? And let me try top down. And then I'm going to go over here and see. There's a little bit of white fat that's starting to come to the surface. That's a good sign that it's done as well. And when you feel, I mean, very carefully, you can feel it with your cooking utensils too. It's firming up. That's the biggest thing, is that it's firming up. So salmon done, beautiful, delicious. Sharing, I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. Probably because there'll be revolt, but it's going to be a hard one for me because this is too good. Okay, next up, halibut. Woo! I love me some halibut. Chef Kat, halibut, yes?
I have not actually had a lot of halibut before.
What is your big fish in Hawaii?
Mahi, ahi tuna. We definitely have a lot of salmon.
So this is, I do feel like as Hawaii, you're going on the other state that's not included in the lower 48, experiencing all the good Alaska stuff. Yes. Love that. Okay. This one, I love halibut. It's mild, a little sweetness to it. And it's also another great firm textured fish. So I really appreciate that because if you're just starting to cook with it, it won't fall apart on you when you're trying to cook it. So it's a little sturdier, so that means it's really going to work with you, which I appreciate that because sometimes it can get a little overwhelming. So we're actually going to grill this one. If you don't have a grill, or if it's snowing outside right now, as it is still February, fear not. We're using a grill pan. So grill pan's great if you can find one. I love using a grill pan. May set off the smoke alarm in the kitchen. No matter what if I make toast, mine goes. I don't know if anyone's got a super sensitive one like I do, but worth it. Totally worth it. So we've got our marinade bowl here. And first up, what we've got going on in here is some shoyu. That is Japanese soy sauce. Chef Kat and I were talking before, because you are Japanese as well, there's not just one type of shoyu, right? There's all the different types. So there's a lot of different varietals. I would say the difference between Japanese soy sauce and Chinese is that I feel like Japanese maybe, again, this depends what varietal you use, but generally maybe I personally think there's a little bit more of a umami flavor to it, a little bit of depth. If all you have, whatever soy sauce you've got at home, that's fine. Go with that. So we've got that in there. And then I've got some toasted sesame oil. Or actually, that was my rice vinegar. I was like, that looked really thin for rice vinegar. Love rice vinegar. So that's our acid. So we're not adding lemon in this one. We're actually adding vinegar. And that's our marinade acid that's going to help really keep the moisture and just tenderize our protein flesh. And then we've got in here toasted sesame oil, which, it instantly hits. There's nothing like toasted sesame oil. I love that flavor. And then, of course, we got to have garlic. The commitment to garlic in all three of these recipes, I am here for. There's a moment now where I'm like, did I write these recipes? This is the volume of garlic I use in everything. So a little minced garlic. And then we've got some salt. Some gochujang, which is fermented Korean chili paste. It's incredible. It's really, really beautiful marinades. And I mean, it's an amazing time to be alive, everyone. There are so many great, more diverse ingredients available in everyday grocery stores, which I really appreciate. If you're lucky enough to have an Asian grocery store nearby, it's always worth going because the most incredible produce and ingredients that you could ever imagine are always there. We are very lucky here. We're pretty spoiled in Seattle. We've got all the great Asian grocery stores here, but you for sure can find it in the grocery store. Really delicious, really fragrant, concentrated. Again, because it's fermented, you've got some of that umami flavor coming from it. And then we're just going to work with a little bit of ginger here. I'm not even going to take the skin off. I've just got a little knob here, and I'm going to just grate it straight into my marinade. Chef Kat, how are we doing out there?
We're doing pretty good. How would you describe gochujang as spicy?
It's got a little bit of a heat to it.
I mean, but it's not super spicy.
That's such a subjective thing because everyone's definition of spice is like, it's so wide ranging. It's got a little heat to it, but we have all these other ingredients in here. So it's the heat of the paste is not representative of the heat of the whole marinade because the fish is going in the marinade and the fish is only absorbing a small amount of the marinade. So I think all it's adding to the fish, the halibut, is just a little bit of warmth. Just a little bit of warmth. And we've got our ginger grated in here. And then I'm just going to take a spoon. I'm going to stir this around. And I'm actually going to turn on my grill pan to medium heat and just get it start warming up. And then you just, again, if you have a little whisk, that's perfect. The biggest thing is just getting that gochujang mixed into here. Oh, this is a great fish marinade. And I'll be honest, any of these marinades, it's hard to imagine them not working. If you want to use this one on the cod, that would absolutely work. If you wanted to use the basil rosemary one on the halibut, that would work. So we've got halibut here, this beautiful piece of halibut. It's white, it's firm. It's not a square. Usually cod, I feel like, comes in a little more of a rectangle shape. Just absolutely beautiful. I actually like halibut for fish and chips too. Like any of these. Something that's very fun in Seattle that I've never seen before is that a lot of people use salmon here for fish and chips, which that's the first time I've ever seen that. And yeah, I'm in. Sign me up. So fish goes in here, goes to marinade. Again, 30 minutes for all our marinades. We don't need 3 hours. We don't need overnight. This fish is going to absorb. It's insane. It smells insane. We do magical 30 minutes. And we've got again, all of these go straight into the fridge to marinate. And we've got our beautiful fish here. It's even got a little bit of red color from that chili paste. Not mad at that at all. For this, I will say what I'm gonna do is because soy sauce is a little more watery, this marinade, I am just gonna dab it on a paper towel before I put it in my grill pan, just so it doesn't steam and some of that marinade doesn't burn in the grill pan. My grill pan's heating up here. If you've got a really good seasoning on your grill pan, you should be good to go. Just because my fish is a little delicate here, I'm gonna brush it with a bit of vegetable oil, high smoke point oil. Where did I put that? I put that somewhere. You know what? We're gonna go a little bit over here. I'm sure I'll be fine. How did I lose oil? Guys, this is so me. Hold on. I've got a little residual over here. Just a little bit. I'm just gonna brush it on. My pan's pretty good non-stick
It's fine.
here.
You just really do not want it to stick.
I just don't really want it to stick.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just gonna add my fish directly on here. I can tell by the lack of sizzle that she needs to go up a little bit.
Oh, we had a little comment here in the chat that
Please.
says they take the marinade out and boil it down a little bit. You can use it as a sauce. What a great idea.
Whoa! I don't know who said that, but that is a pro move.
Edith said that.
Who?
Edith.
Edith, well done. Do you want a job here? That is culinary instructor level knowledge. Yeah, you can totally do that. Oh, yum, 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 yum. I would maybe serve this with some rice and a little bit of a fresh cucumber salad. We've got some beautiful scallions here that we're just gonna chop up as a nice garnish. Chef Kat and I commented that these were the largest scallions we've ever seen. It must be close to spring.
I thought they were leeks when I
I
first
thought
looked
they
at
were
them.
leeks. Not mad at it, props. I'm just gonna do a little fine slice here. That sizzle. I'm feeling it. The one thing about grill pans is just keep an eye on it because that heat does fluctuate a little bit. So we just want to keep an eye on it. And we're about grilling about 3 minutes each side here. How you know that it's done is, again, the color starts to change. It gets a little opaque. I'm just going to give it a quick little, make sure I'm not burning. Great color on it. Happy with that. Smells just insane. Smells insane. Smells incredible. So again, as I'm slicing my garnish here, want to direct you again to fultonfishmarket.com/homemade, where you've got a whole page of our partnership with Fulton Fish Market and Homemade. And also, again, reminder for that homemade code. Use homemade at checkout on your first order of a subscription, and you'll get $50 off. Are you inspired, Chef Kat? Is this making you want to go home and start cooking all the fish?
Yes, I have been wanting to eat fish recently, so this is perfect.
Yeah. I've ordered several things from Fulton. It goes without saying, again, they've been around 200 years, but it's always been stellar. It's really nice around holidays. Let's say the couple holidays are coming up in spring, because you don't have to think. You order, it shows up, boom, ready to go. And let's see here. I'm just gonna, yeah. I'm gonna go up a little bit. Just go on the bottom. I want a nice color, but a slight char, but I don't want it burned. It's kind of managing that heat. And then I've also got some toasted sesame seeds here. The toasted sesame is going to kind of be a callback to that toasted sesame oil we used in the marinade, which will be really nice. And then we've got ourselves a really nice fish platter here, getting ready to go. A little bit of that.
I can smell that sesame.
The sesame,
yeah. And the caramelization happening in the pan.
From the natural sugars that are in the paste and the soy sauce, they're starting to, they're not burning, but just kind of like getting caramelized. Okay.
I have to say it smells like a Japanese restaurant right now.
High compliment. Hold on. I'm using my bigger boy here. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. If your fish breaks apart a little bit, who cares? It's still gonna taste incredible. And that's how you know that it's really moist and tender, because it's flaking. Color, beautiful. Oh. Yeah, I definitely want some rice with this, or like cold noodles with it. You can tell we're hungry. It's getting dinner time over here. I'm gonna have to guard the fish like this. It's gonna be a defensive move as I'm eating. Let's see, bring our beautiful plate over here. A little burikake seasoning, which is toasted sesame seeds along with a little dried seaweed, would also be really nice over the top of this. We love that. And my fish is starting to feel firm. That's what you want, but you don't want it so hard. That means you're overcooking it. And if you could start to see it as it's flaking, if it looks really dry, that means it's starting to overcook, so you can just pull it. I mean, they've all smelled great, but the fact that we're ending with the one that smells like the most fragrant is making me really, really happy. And grilling. The sun's peeking out in Seattle a little bit. I mean, it's
Spring is around the corner.
Tricky. I have hope now that spring will be coming. This is very exciting. Again, I apologize if you're somewhere where you're under 6 feet of snow. This is just now West Coast bragging about our weather. Firming up. It looks beautiful. I also really like halibut for fish tacos because it's firm and flakes really nice, so it kind of holds in a taco really well. All right, I'm about to pull this. Chef Kat, any other questions? How's the crew doing out there?
We're doing great, honestly.
Oh my
We did
gosh.
have a little question about why we're salting the marinade if it has the soy sauce in it.
Yeah. If for 4 large pieces, again, not all of that marinade is being absorbed by the fish. So the amount of salt we're adding in there, only a small amount is actually going to be absorbed by the fish, so it will be the perfect seasoning amount. Of course, always, you have the ability to control your seasoning, so if you don't want to add that salt, don't do it. It's for sure, feel free to admit it. That salt's, to me, the same thing as spice, where there's a pretty big range of what people's tolerances are. I mean, Chef Kat and I, we're salt monkey. I mean, we're notoriously, you want to know why restaurant food tastes so good? It's not
Salt and butter.
Salt and butter. It's not like some big secret. You don't have to go to culinary school now. Salt and butter. All right, this looks perfect. I'm gonna take it off. Oh man. I don't have favorites. I love all my children equally, but whew, smells incredible. And then we're just gonna get a little bit of that nice green scallions over the top and our toasted sesame seeds. Yep, 1,000%. Nothing wrong with this. And then can we just for a second take a minute, because look at this. Look what we've done today in an hour. Whoop, boom, look at that. We've got our incredible panko crusted cod. We have our delicious fresh herb marinated coho and sockeye salmon that we pan seared, and then we've got our grilled halibut here. A feast. Marinades, 30 minutes, incredible. Look, yes, Lena. Beautiful. Everyone's showing off their fish, yes. I mean, 30 minutes, 3 different marinades, ready so quickly and so much flavor. We hope that this class is making you feel, do we all feel like masters of marinade? We all feel masterful right now, yeah? Us too, Chef Kat? I do.
Yes.
I'm updating my CV. That's what I'm putting on there, Master of Marinade. We want to thank all of you for coming. I want to thank Chef Kat, and most of all, we want to thank our incredible friends at Fulton Fish Market for these recipes, for their time, and most importantly, for that incredible code of $50 off the first subscription order. Hopefully you are checking them out and their incredible site, and we're just so proud to partner with them. So thank you for coming, y'all. Happy Thursday. We hope you have a great weekend. And next week, we've got green minestrone with homemade crackers happening. So we hope to see you then. Until next time, friends, keep on cooking. See you later.